2018 Buick Regal GS. 53 years prior, Buick presented the Riviera and Skylark Grand Sports to the world, pressing enormous nailhead V8s and more style than pretty much whatever else General Motors worked at the time. By 1970, the peak of the muscle auto period, the 455 cubic inch GSX, wearing a wild stripe bundle and the particularly un-Buick-like back spoiler, was running quarter miles somewhere down in the 13s. That doesn't seem like much today, when a Chevrolet Camaro ZL 1.1-liter will punch through the quarter in 11.7. However, it merits recalling that the feels worn out on the time were about as sticky as a twisting stone sliding on buckyballs. The GS identification glided all through the Buick lineup throughout the years, having most as of late been connected to a modified Opel Insignia with a 259 horsepower turbo inline-4 that was accessible with a 6-speed manual transmission. The revivified Regal GS wasn't awful, yet it wasn't precisely beneficiary to the compelling GSX or its honkin' turbo V6 GNX relative. As a matter of first importance, it was a cutting-edge Buick that did current Buick things, which to a great extent implied exchanging thrills for peacefulness. The present new 2018 Buick Regal GS is more in the vein of its forerunner than its Larry progenitors. However, there are some vital contrasts. Dang, Regal, is that you? Most importantly, the new GS variant of the Regal Sportback, which, once more, basically is a rebadged Opel Insignia, is a genuine looker. Without a doubt, it lodgings its General 4 entryway incubate shape from the BMW 4-arrangement Gran Coupe and the Audi A5 Sportback, however it's at any rate as alluring as either. The GS's all-wheel drive drivetrain likewise puts it solidly in Ingolstadt's Stallion race, in which its 3.6-liter V6 gives it an unmistakable pull advantage over the A5's turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4. The Buick's motor puts out 310 strength to the A5's 252, and it doles out 282 pounds-to-foot of torque contrasted and the A5's 273 pounds-to-foot. On the twisting byways of northern Georgia where we drove the GS, it assembled speed misleadingly, wrenching along at hoisted speeds as we noticed the non-appearance of intrusive kudzu along the roadside. They've been showering the stuff, clearly, stacking the dead vine several stories high in a few spots. Our duplicate of REM's murmur abruptly appears to be out of time. The Buick is certainly sufficiently motivating to permit this kind of at-speed, side-look touring. The controlling, lamentably, is only rheostatic, transmitting nothing of the street to the driver's hand. Squeezing the Sport or GS driving mode catches, the last is Buick's interpretation of a Sport Plus mode, just includes weight. It's a 6 of 1. About 6 of the driver's seat looking for move paddles just to find that they weren't there. Buick's statistical surveying proposes that its client base finds such execution situated folderol gimmicky. Shockingly, the oars weren't entirely fundamental. GM's 9-speed programmed transmission, co-created with Ford, doesn't chase for gears and valiantly does its part to keep the 6 in its power band. The active Regal's manual, deplorably, has taken after the saber-toothed feline and its cousin, the Buick Wildcat convertible, into the fogs of memory. While the past GS came shod with sticky execution elastic, the 19-inch wheels of the new auto were just all-season 245/40 R19 tires. They tended to sound rings of screech under hard cornering, with mellow understeer as a characterizing trademark. The Buick is neither greedy nor awkward. However, even with its favored GKN-sourced torque vectoring framework, on a very basic level an indistinguishable one from found in the Ford Focus RS, it doesn't offer the sharp-edged reflexes of the Audi. The extensive Brembo brakes in advance look the business and mean it, as well. Pedal feel is dynamic, ceasing power is not kidding, and we saw no blur amid zippy on-street shenanigans. We do, in any case, discover it a vermin chintzy when producers go for gaudy calipers in advance yet disregard the back brakes feel. New values. The Lodge is a blended sack. GM needs to jettison the beveled, firm touch dash material that looks like hard plastic. Maybe the organization ought to counsel the heads over at Kia with respect to wellsprings of elective inside materials. The general outline is charming, and the seats are a champion joy. Their look, maybe, is excessive, as they include pass-throughs for 5-point belts that never will be introduced in the auto. However, practically speaking, the seats are steady, simple to alter for fit, and throughout the day agreeable. BMW could take a couple of lessons from GM on these seats. The Regal Sportback's load region is ample, offering 32 cubic feet of capacity with the back seats up and 61 with them collapsed. Buick's contender in the luxury-ish liftback sweepstakes comes in at $39,995, or $3,580, not exactly the 8.5 Sportback, and $15,380, not as much as the V6 controlled S5 execution demonstrate. It's additionally $6,300 less exorbitant than an all-wheel drive BMW 430iX Drive Grand Coupe. Notwithstanding going substantial on the choices, one is unable to drive the GS much past 46 extensive, while the Germans make it easy to poke the A5 into base S5 domain and push the 430i well past the 440i's beginning cost. The individuals who want genuine game in their sportbacks will no uncertainty still spend the coin on one of those the variant occupations. Seen, in any case, as an offer, the 2018 Regal GS conveys a convincing bundle of highlights, common sense, and style.